Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk to you about the perfect time to invest. This is a very intriguing thing, right? Everybody wants to know. So, for the Wadia family, it was about 250 years ago was the perfect time to invest. For the Birlas, it was about 180 years ago, and for the Tatas, it was about 152 years ago. That was the perfect time to invest. Did they really know that it was the perfect time to invest? The answer is no. Nobody knows the perfect time to invest. But what I'm trying to tell you is waiting for the perfect time to invest just costs us far more than just starting to invest. I met many people, many investors in my life. Nobody has been able to say, oh, this is the perfect time to invest, and they started. No, they have always been waiting and things like that. I would rather say whatever amount you have, 1000 rupees a month, 1 lakh rupees a month, does not matter. Just start. That is far more important than waiting, right? What happens when you wait is you think right now, suppose you've just graduated, you've got a job and you have money to invest, and you come home and you tell your parents that you're going to start investing. The typical reaction would be, no, this is a bad time to be investing. Market is at an all-time high. When you tell somebody market is an all-time high, the other person hears it as market is at an all-time high, therefore it will fall and therefore you will be able to invest. Let's say you decide that you will fall when you will invest when market falls 10%. Let's say today the index is some 44,000 and odd, so you will wait till the market reaches say 40,000 Sensex. What happens if it does not reach 40,000 at all? What happens if it goes to say 41 and then keeps going up and suddenly you find the index is at 80,000? What do you do in such circumstances, right? So don't wait for the perfect day to invest. If you're anyway going to do an SIP, you should start investing today. It would have been ideal if your grandfather, like somebody in the Wadia family, started investing 250 years ago. The power of compounding would have meant that you did not have to worry about these small miscellaneous things like taking up a job and investing and buying term insurance. None of those middle class problems would have hit you, right? But that didn't happen. So therefore you have to start now. Now is the best time to start. Start with whatever amount you can. Start with whatever amount you will, and start doing an SIP. Where should you do? Maybe you put it in an index fund. Maybe you know how to pick a good fund, so you pick a large and mid cap fund, or you pick up a small cap fund. I am completely indifferent. I am saying just start. And when you start with say 1000 rupees or 2000 rupees a month, how much is there much to lose, especially when you're investing on a monthly basis, right? Can you lose money? Of course you can lose money. Equity is risky. That doesn't change. It doesn't matter what you tell yourself as to what you're going to do, because saying that you will invest when the market goes down is just saying that to yourself. When somebody else will come and convince you that, oh, market has reached 40,000, abhi aur girega, it's going to fall even further, you just wait for some more time. So you will wait, because for you waiting is far easier than investing, because investing means taking a positive action of picking up a form and filling up KYC or doing it online, right? Doing something that is little scary, saying what happens if I go wrong? The question is, you have no clue what happens if you don't invest, right? That figure is not available to you at all. What happens if you had started investing at the age of 22? What would have happened if you had started investing at the age of at least 28? You are 32 and you're still waiting, right? You have put some money away in PPF or life insurance policies for beating tax, but other than that, you have never invested. Why? Right? We all wait for the perfect time in many things. Perfect time to get married, perfect time to have a kid, perfect time to make a career switch. We have all done that, but there is no such perfect time for investing. Perfect time for investing, like I keep saying, was 200 years ago or 250 years ago or 150 years ago or 100 years ago. However, all that is gone, right? You maybe perfect time to invest was 1979, but if you were born in 1989, what use is this to tell you that you should have started investing in 1979? It makes no sense. It's just a random number. You can start investing only when you're 23, 24. That's a great time to start, because that is the time when you have your own money. Till then, if you have money, it is your father has given you money or your mother has given you money. That's your parental money. maybe you give some tuitions, and but all that money will get into savings, because if you're earning a small amount, you may not want to take any risk, or you may not have had any understanding. So 23, 24 is a good age to start investing, immaterial of where the index is, right? It doesn't really matter. I mean, I watch people play this game of saying, or thoda ghatega, then I will invest. Let the market fall a little bit and then I'll buy. This actually hurts you, because waiting costs a lot of money. You're not understanding that. But somebody told you, right, you have to buy low and sell high, right? Well, that is fine. That is in theory. Obviously, you should buy low. But what happens if you don't buy at all? I bought Gillette when it was, say, 70 rupees or 72 rupees. Maybe on the day that I bought, it fell to 67 also, but I bought it at 72, which looks like a huge bump up, right? But today the price is 5,300. The question of I did not buy it at 72. I was waiting for it to go to 67. Next day it went to 77. Then it went to 81. And I thought it was too high. I just gave up. What would have I given up? I've given up 5,300 rupees per share, right? That is the price today, and all the dividends that I got in between. So don't wait for the perfect price and perfect time, especially when you're doing an SIP in an index fund. If there is somebody who is there to help you, an advisor or somebody who is your same circumstances as you, then you should listen to that advice. Or if he's an advisor who understands what he's doing, maybe he's older than you, 10 years older than you, he's seen the markets, maybe he can choose in which fund to invest, etc. Right? So I want to give you a nice example of a pottery teacher who gave his class an exercise of saying there are two groups. Group 1 will be judged on quality alone. You can make just one pot and you will be graded on that, but the B division will be judged on the quantity of pots that they make. So the best pot will be judged, but B will be just rated on the basis of their quantity that they have done. So obviously higher the quantity, the better will be your ranking, but A will have to produce just one pot with that. And so, but you know, the best pot came from the B group and not from A group, because the A group kept sitting there and discussing, should I invest in the Sensex or Nifty? But are the Nifty and Sensex correlated? But Subra, if I have to invest in the index, don't you think I should invest in the world index? Because in the world index, India is only 1%. Believe me, you can have these discussions for the rest of your life. But the B group, which was making pots, very busy making pots, was learning while making pots, right? They did not wait, they did not discuss for the rest of their lives. Sachin Tendulkar did not spend 25 years of his life discussing which shot to play. Obviously, he went to the nets, he practiced, he hit a few bad shots, hit a few good shots, then he went to play in the field, he got his body fit to be playing. And then he obviously played some wrong shots, bad shots, stupid shots, unlucky shots, and got out also. He used each of that as a learning, right? So 40 years he retired, which means he played, I think he played for almost 25 years, 24 years he played, right? So in 24 years he learned, right? Of course he did a lot of practice, he read a lot of theory, he must have consulted a lot of greats, asking them how to hold the bat and how to hit a shot, fine. But that is only theory. You will have to get into the field, you will have to wait, don't wait for the perfect time in which to do it. Get into the field, do it, make mistakes, learn, and come back and rework your strategies. That is what works. Experience matters. So just start. Invest in an index fund and keep learning, and after some time you may feel, why am I indexing? I can pick up individual stocks. Once you have the confidence, do that. But if you keep on waiting, like if there are 4 roads and you do not know which road to take, you have to take one road and find it was wrong, come back and then choose a better road or choose better action. That is exactly how you learn in any field, whether it is cricket or whether it is investing. You have got to go and do it. The timing is perfect, it is now. So go now, go and do it. If you make mistakes, come back and correct. Thank you.